Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tash. Today's video is going to be me choosing. One will be the highest rated books and one will be the lowest rated book on my Goodreads from my physical TBR. I'm trying to get through the books and I do put off some books which I know are low rated and I want to make sure that I'm getting to them sooner or later. I can't just let them keep sitting in my graveyard at the back of my TBR cart. I need to get through all of the books, so I think this will be the best way to start getting through my TBR a bit better. As of last night, I did add every single book that is on my physical TBR to my Goodreads so that I can go through and look at the highest rated and lowest rated books very easily through there. I haven't checked it, I just added every book. So we're gonna go and have a look now. I don't really know how it's gonna sort with relevance, if it'll show the highest or the lowest rated first, because I do want to read the highest rated book first. I do know that I have so many books here with such high ratings, so I'm honestly not sure what's going to be the highest and the lowest rated one. Okay, I've got it on currently sorted by date to added. So let's do average rating. Let's see. Okay, number 1 is Kingdom of Ash, but I'm not at Kingdom of Ash. But number 2 is Empire of Storms. Where is Tower of Dawn? Okay, Tower of Dawn is a little bit further down. I'm gonna count Tower of Dawn with Empire of Storms because it is a tandem read, so I'm gonna choose those two. That is such a big read for my first one. Technically, I've been slowly reading it at the moment. I am probably a few chapters into Tower of Dawn and quite a few chapters. I'm probably maybe 1/5 through Empire of Storms. I know this is going to be a massive read for the first highest rated book. I am very happy to have found that these two are the highest rated. I honestly thought they would be, but I wasn't sure because there is so many books in my TBR. And at least now this is going to hold me accountable for getting through this tandem read because I have been putting it off for so long. So if I just truly get stuck into it and I get into the momentum of everything that's going on, once I'm at least 1/4 through both of these books, I think I'll really be into it and I'll want to get it finished because I'll be so invested and involved again within this Throne of Glass series. I'm going to check the lowest rated book once I finish these. I'm not going to check it now because I don't want to ruin it for me. I want to keep it a surprise for when I get to it, so we'll see when I get there. But I'll keep you guys updated throughout this week with how I go with this. I am currently in the midst of organizing for a holiday, so I am going to Barcelona, Spain as of next week, which we do end up traveling down to London on the Tuesday night so that we can fly out the following morning from London to Barcelona. So I will maybe continue this vlog all the way up until the Tuesday, because if this does take me a little while, I'm just not sure how long this is going to take me. But I have a lot of holiday planning and things I need to do, things I need to get together, so that may take up a bit of my time as well. But I'm super excited, but I want to get these done before we go. And then I can read my lowest rated as well before then. Fingers crossed. Hey besties. I feel like it's been a few days since I last checked in with this vlog and it is now Monday. I've gone probably maybe 5 or 6 days since I last spoke to you and I'm only now just getting up to 50%. I pushed through on the weekend, but because of this holiday I just had too many things to do to be able to just sit there and diligently read. I did make it up to the 50% mark. We have just made it up to where they're at Skulls Bay, and we've also now just had Nesrin from in Tower of Dawn go off with the prince and they've gone to like one of the camps. And then we've got Kale, who is now working alongside the, what's the healer's name again? Oh, I've forgotten her name. Anyway, do you know what? I feel like a lot of people have given me warning for Tower of Dawn and they said that Tower of Dawn was not going to be as exciting as Empire of Storms, and I feel like so far they're on par with each other. I haven't had anything like ill thoughts towards Tower of Dawn at this stage. I am getting a bit bored of like Nesrin's now just gotten to like the camp and they're talking through all of the new information that they're getting from their end about the war that's happening and what's starting and what information they've got, and she's disclosing some information but they're sort of like comparing notes almost. I don't know, I feel like that is probably the most boring part for me because I'm like, I feel like I'm just learning lots of different words and different things, and it's just like a lot of information from Tower of Dawn that's all new, and I'm getting new characters I'm being introduced to and like learning a lot more background for these new people, and I'm like already so overwhelmed with the amount of characters that we do have and that I already love. So trying to find space for like these new characters to now, you know, be as likable as the others, I don't have that in me at this moment, so I don't know if that may change towards the end, but I am liking Kale a lot, and I do like Kale's new relationship that he's building. I'm finding that very fun and interesting without trying to, give away too much of like what's happening. There's a lot going on and it's really stressing me out, but I can't stop reading, and I feel like every time I'm reading on my Kindle, like the percentage, I'll read like 3 chapters and it only goes up 1%. And I'm just like, I need to remind myself like this is a really long read, but also, I have to dedicate this time. I was going to try and get this week's vlog done before I went away on holiday, but I feel like this may either go into the holiday if I bring that book with me and I end up reading it, or I might have to continue when I get back. And hopefully I can get this entire book done before I go tomorrow. This is my check-in for now. I haven't filmed anything else, which I'm going to try and be better at filming as I go. I've just been so busy. I apologize. I am proud of myself at the moment though, because I didn't think I would be committed to getting this tandem done. I'm happy I'm doing it now. I'm that much closer to the end. This was that little hurdle, and then it's one last book. It feels like the home stretch now. There is so much going on. There is so much stress right now. I'm in the middle of it all. I'm in 50%, like maybe just over 50%, and it's a lot. Like it's been an entire month since I last spoke with you guys on this vlog, because the last time I did check in was prior to my holiday in Barcelona. My lips are so dry, my skin is breaking out. Every time I travel, I just become a full mess. I come back, my gut is messed up. I need to get back into routine. I don't know what it is. I think it's like flying. It really messes up my body. Anyway, I've officially finished the tandem read. Like, that is so crazy that I've only got 1 book left of this series now. It feels like when I started this book, what was it, late December, early January, that it was going to be like such a mammoth task for me, and that it was going to take me like the entire year, because I'm not anymore. I don't really sit down and finish an entire series in one go. I usually like spread them out. If I'm finding, like, especially for a fantasy series, it just takes a lot longer to get into it and get in the rhythm for reading that book. The time has flown by, like quite literally flown by. But when I think about it, it has been 6 months. So it hasn't, but it has. Like, it feels like it's gone quick. My final thoughts are Empire of Storms, really enjoyed it. I think this one I liked more for the tandem read, but that's not to say that I didn't enjoy Tower of Dawn like everyone else has said. I'm not on the fence about like where I sit about it. I really enjoyed Kale's story. However, I did lack in connecting with Nesrin's story a little bit, but I think that's because I've been with all of these characters for so long and so many books that I'm already so attached to the others. But Nesrin was such like a new introduction in the last book, and now we get to meet her a lot more in this book. So wait, what was it? I think it was Queen of Shadows, the last one. Yeah, in Queen of Shadows is where we first initially met Nesrin. I don't know, it was just like I was in those early stages of getting to know her, so who knows how I might feel about her by the next book, but I did enjoy like slowly getting to know a little bit more about her. I'm really enjoying all the new relationships that we're getting in this book, especially. Like, it feels like the romance is finally getting there. I know that people say the romance is not like something that is very dominant in either of these books, and I do agree. It's taken so very long to even, get some spice, and it's not even really the reason why I'm reading these books. I'm thoroughly enjoying it even if it was without it, but what I am enjoying is the small little relationships that we're getting now, especially in Empire of Storm. Really enjoying seeing Lorkins, I think that's how you say his name. Really enjoying his story and where he's now progressing. As much as I did really not like him, I'm kind of seeing the redemption arc come through a little bit, which I'm very happy about. Now, I'm gonna put up on the screen, if you don't want spoilers, what to skip to, because I need to get some things off my chest. Skip to the time on the screen right now. You have about 3 or 4 seconds to skip, because once I start talking, there will be spoilers. Alright, hopefully everyone's gone. What the hell is happening? Maeve? I was not expecting that. Like, I must have just been reading for reading. Like, I was not picking up all of the clues about Maeve. Maeve being on the beach with Allied. I've never been so scared in my life. I was petrified. We get the whole blood oath thing, and what I'm finding very fascinating was how she severed the ties with the blood oaths, and then she also put shame on them. And I'm very interested to see how like the male dynamics of them are going to change now, because I feel like maybe they might be in like a bit of a rut when this big war goes on. How are they going to be able to get themselves together in order to fight this fight that they're going into? I don't know. But also Kale's love story, obsessed with it. I think that him and the healer, I'm gonna need to watch a video on how to pronounce these names again. Urine Towers. Anyway, I really like them two together. And Nesrin and the king, what's his name? Sage, what's his name? I'd say, is it Satar? I really need to learn how to pronounce these names. Ignore me. But I'm really enjoying both of their love stories that are coming together, as I've mentioned before, obviously with the Nesrin thing. I'm gonna let it keep building. We'll see if I end up liking that a lot. Manon and Dorian. I was blushing. This is why I love Dorian. I'm definitely a Dorian girly. Ada and Lysandra, love them. I think that they are so cute together. I loved their conversation, especially when she was asking about if he was affected by her being with so many men, and he goes, like, what do you mean I've been with just as many women? Like, I don't care about your past. I was like, that is a true man. I really enjoyed that like conversation, and I loved him also opening up about him being with both men and women. Love the representation. Perfect. Oh, I'm very excited to see where Manon and her clan, obviously her now being the Crucian queen, the last one standing, and what that means for the 13. I'm excited to see like where her and her little clan are going to be, and if she will still end up being the Blackbeaks as well as also the Crucian queen, like how that's going to mesh together. Also, I'm not sure what's going to happen with all of the queens. Like, is there going to be more queens? Because they'd mentioned sisters and brothers. So the princes, are they all going to come back, all the Flag princes, or is there going to be more queens that we don't know about? Like, that's what I'm interested to know. Like, is Maeve the last one, or is there others? Yeah, my brain's like running a million miles an hour, and I cannot wait to start Kingdom of Ash. It's on my TBR for this month, so you will see. Now that we're well into this new month, we need to go and choose the next book on my lowest rated books. So currently it is in the order from average rating from highest to lowest. So now let's quickly change that over and we will see number, average rating. Wait, reverse it. Okay, it's loading. I need to charge my phone. Oh, I'm very surprised by this. I thought Faking It with the Billionaire was going to be the lowest, but we have really good actually. I'm very surprised that this is my lowest rated book on Goodreads. I'm shocked. Oh. Dropped. So this is a general fiction book, and I do believe, I don't know if this is a romance, but it does follow a woman after her divorce. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I don't really know too much else about this. I'm definitely going to start reading this tonight, and hopefully it doesn't, you know, put me in a little bit of a slump, because that is what I'm kind of dreading with reading a bad book. But worst case, I'll try read it with the audio, and if not, we'll have to DNF. I'm already putting bad thoughts in my head about like this book. I need to stop that. I need to just go in with a good mindset, because my friend has told me as well that she enjoyed this book, so we will hopefully, who knows, my opinion might be okay with it. But I'm very surprised by this. So a 3.16 rating on Goodreads. I always see this book everywhere. Everyone's advertising it and saying that they really enjoyed it. I've not even heard bad reviews about it, so that's I'm gonna have to check Goodreads after I finish this book and go read all the bad reviews. I need to know what everyone says. I'll check in with you guys once I started reading this. I don't really know how the lighting is gonna be, because I've got my little lamp on and it's very like orange. So, but it goes well with the cover. I haven't actually read it on this. I did end up buying the book on Kindle, so I have been reading it on my Kindle. I've got up to 16%, and I think I understand why people don't like this book. I am audibly and physically cringing constantly. The female main character just, I don't think I like her. So she's going through this divorce with her husband, and like everything she's explaining, like I get the self-destructive thoughts, because obviously I've not been through divorce, but I can imagine it would just be very trying to find your identity again without this other person. You've consumed yourself with this person you've known since you were 19, and now you're leaving as a 28-year-old and you're trying to figure out who you are, what this new world entails, and trying to be single again. You did basically have spent your whole 20s with someone else. Then, I don't know, but like then there were times where she's like trying to like not contact him, but then she would try to reach out to him via email, this one instance, and the emails were just so bad to the point where I was like, oh no,
you did not just say that over email. She was upset herself for sending an email and then at the bottom of the email saying it was sent from an iPhone. Then she sent a follow-up email from there about 3 paragraphs long saying, you know, like, I didn't mean to do that, I was on the toilet, I was doing this, or like I was meant to be being serious. I'm like, why would you mention that you were on the toilet? Like, you've obviously had time to think this email through before sending it. Like, why would you mention that? And then she sends the email again with the sent from iPhone thing again. And then she follows up again with another email saying, fuck, sorry. I'm like, and like the things that were in the email were just bad, and everything so far has just been like, just a bit, I just feel weird. I don't know, I'm not really liking her as a character. But with that to say, I did like some parts of this so far, especially like the start, like the first chapter. I would say I was enjoying her going through all of the things that like went wrong and went right in their relationship and the reason that they were together and not together. I was enjoying that because I'm like, that's very relatable. Like, these are things that like I think about in my relationship when I'm like, oh, these are things that I love and these are things that I wish we could do better, or like there's like, you know, just those, you just think in your head when you're like in a relationship, and like that's like stuff that I was enjoying. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading. I'm gonna give it a few more chapters, but if I keep feeling this like physical reaction of like, oh, I need to put the book down, I'm probably not gonna continue with this book. And I understand why this has such a low rating. I just really want to go check the Goodreads. That's what I really want to do. I want to see what everyone else is saying. I don't even know if this book has romance or anything like that. Like, I'm like, is this purely just her getting over her divorce and like the character development? Is that what this book is? Or is she gonna find love again and like rebuild herself? Like, I want to know if that's gonna be involved, but it's not really indicated anything like that on the back. So I just don't know if I want to go through like a book of just reading about her being very down on herself, because that's going to put me in a bad state. Like, I like to read to escape those bad thoughts I have about not about myself. We all have bad thoughts, you know what I mean? But just like, I usually read to escape. Like, I already went through a Little Life, I can't do it again. And a Little Life was nothing that I could relate to. Like, a relationship breakdown is something that I could relate to in a way. So I don't know, I just like, it's a little bit too real for me. Maybe I might need to choose another book from my list for the lowest rated books. But yeah, I don't want to put myself in a slump either.
Good morning, besties. I have pushed through while reading really good, actually. I've just finished doing my hair, and I don't know if other people get this, but every time I use a hairspray, I can just like taste it in my in the back of my throat, and it's like chemical. Maybe it's my brand of hairspray. Like, maybe I need to get a different hairspray. Like, oh, that tastes so bad. My little bangs growing out. Okay, ignore them. What did I get up to last night? I think I got up to like almost 50%. I've done it really well compared to the last check-in with you, which was at like 15, 16%. Oh, I got up to 37, sorry. Chapter 10. At the end of chapter 9 was when I was like, I'm putting the book down now. It was because of a Harry Styles reference, and it was all within like her dream that she was having. I don't know. It just went from like her and her ex-husband talking to then like Harry Styles interrupting the conversation. It turned like into like a Wattpad scenario. Was introducing himself, and then it just like had this one line that was just like so out of pocket, and it just really took me out of the story. I just started laughing and I was like, I can't do this. Can't physically read this book anymore. I don't know. I don't think this book's for me. I feel like I've given it a good enough shot, because what page is it? It is page 131 on Kindle, so I'm sure that's like over 100 pages in the physical book. Let me double check. Oh, it's still page 131 in the book. Not for me. I'm probably gonna DNF this for now. I do think it might be a hard DNF. I don't consider this a soft DNF at this stage, so I probably won't be picking this back up. I will still sit it on my shelf in case I do change my mind in the future, but if it's like 6 months down the line and I've still not read this book, I probably will be donating it. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't enjoy this more than what I did. I was highly expecting this to be a book that I was going to enjoy. This also is a story that I've not really read much of, if that makes sense, with like a broken down relationship. Like, usually I'm reading more romance style books, and I don't even know if there's a romance involved in this, because I'm 130 pages in and there's no like main male interest. So I don't know if I want to go through like the self-deprecation of her inside her thoughts, and then, you know, that slow character development over the time. Would like it if I enjoyed the female main character more, but because I didn't connect with her, it's just not for me. That's all. It's probably a shorter video than usual because it is only 2 books. I was thinking of like going for another book for the lowest rated, whichever was underneath this. I think it was Faking It with the Billionaire, but I don't think I want to go into that right now. I want to just have a fresh start, new video. Yeah, I want to read something that's gonna, you know, make me keep reading. I don't want to put myself in a little bit of a slump. So probably just give my final thoughts for both of these books, which obviously I've just given mine for Really Good Actually, and my final thoughts for the Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. Don't think anything's really changed from what I've said. I'm still really thoroughly enjoying it. However, now that I've had a couple days to settle on the books and like my ratings for these books, I would definitely say Empire of Storms is a 4.5 star a 4.5 star read for me, and I would say Tower of Dawn is a 4-star. That's because I was feeling like a little bit of the buzz after you finish it because of how much I was enjoying it. I would say that Tower of Dawn was a bit slower to start with for me, and then I wasn't enjoying Nestrin's story as much as what I had hoped to enjoy, but I really enjoyed Kale's. And again, with Empire of Storms, I really enjoyed the entire thing, but there were just like some things that I don't know, like the pacing was a bit fast for me. I really wish it was a bit slower with some of the stuff happening, but I do understand that there are so many points of view and so many different characters now in this story that it is going to be fast, and we are going to be going through a lot more things and a lot more, you know, just characters and relationships that we're connecting with. And sometimes I wish we just had a little bit more time to get to know that relationship or that dynamic or just like that character in general a bit more, which is kind of making me a little bit nervous for Kingdom of Ash because there are so many characters now, like it's crazy. It's also a long book, so it is I think almost 1,000 pages, so hopefully we get enough of everyone in there and we are satisfied with everything. But yeah, I just wish we had a little bit more time with a couple of the other characters in Empire of Storms. So that's like my only thing, which is like not even that bad of a thing. It's just purely me wanting more. But a selfish reason. Overall though, I'm enjoying this series so much. Can't wait to pick up Kingdom of Ash. Stay tuned. It will be on my channel very, very soon. I'm not sure how I feel about this sort of video style, because when you go in knowing the rating that Goodreads has already rated it, like an average rating across like, you know, thousands and thousands of reviews, it sort of does put you with a preconceived thought going into the book. As soon as I realized that this was a low rated book, I initially was going into it with, you know, pretty high expectations because I'd heard some good things online, not knowing everything else. Yeah, I think once I saw that low rating, it really did put like a different taste in my head. That's maybe not like a good thing for me to know. I think if I really enjoyed it and then went and saw the rating, it may have not like changed my mind at all, but because I knew it beforehand, I'm like, it really was just sitting there in the back of my head like so many people did not enjoy this book. I don't know if maybe I might do this one again in the future, because I don't know, I really don't like going in with that sort of thought in my head. What I do want to look at though is I do want to look at the reviews on Goodreads, so let's have a look at the reviews because I really want to know if other people said the same things as me. I'm just gonna screen record so you guys can see it. Jack's review, not good actually. This book studied at the University of Millennial with a degree of being quirky trademark. Usually I love books with lots of detail and fun anecdotes to add texture, but this was just relentless. Yeah. Let's go have a look at more reviews. I want to look at the 1 stars because I'm definitely going to give it a 1 star. Everyone's going really bad actually. Yes, that is so true. It is literally a selfish woman who can't see past her nose for 300 plus pages, and apparently it's witty and hilarious. Pass. That's how I felt. I don't think it was very funny to me, but it was a very selfish FMC. Like, she didn't see other people's perspectives, and like even her ex-husband's perspective. She never really saw his point of view. She's always one track minded with things. These reviews are ruthless. No plot, not funny, not a fan of this book. This book drove me to drink. Yeah, everyone's saying it made them cringe. One of my favorite things to do when I finish a book is check the Goodreads reviews just to validate my feelings and how I felt about a book. And yeah, I feel very validated, so I'm very happy to have read those. But one thing I have learned from this entire video is that I just need to go into a book without knowing what the Goodreads rating is first and then go and check afterwards. I'm very happy to be done with it, that's all. I'm probably gonna wrap up the video here. I appreciate you and love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.